What is going on, Lunatic Fringe? Let's pick around this ecosystem. Let's find out what's going on Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We are going to have a massive X Spaces, and I'll be sharing it with you on X. Make sure you follow me there. And the idea behind this is we're going to talk about the market module 2 and everything that you guys need to know. So there'll be some questions, question and answer. There'll be some information that you may not have right now, an idea about what is going to happen in this attempt for a revival. So this is a big moment, I think, for Terra Luna Classic. So if you have not already, then make arrangements to be present for that. If you really want to know what's going on and how we get forward to that next level, then this is going to help tremendously. There's going to be some real bright minds in there breaking this down, giving you what you need to know. So make sure you put on your schedule right now, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time on Sunday, 3 p.m. East. All right, let's go. Before we get started, none of this is possible without Terra Casino. I am giving away on my live stream today. Hope you were there for it. Hope you didn't miss it. But I'm giving away $100 10 times on my live stream. Everybody who's going to sign up, everybody's become a member, you're immediately going to get rewarded with an opportunity to earn yourself so much more. So make sure that you sign up in the description and the link down below. Folks, if you want to trade meme coins on the Luna Classic ecosystem, the place that you're going to do it is the same place you would go if you wanted to trade utility tokens, and that is terraport.finance. Make sure you go there today. Not only there, but if you hit the swap and you come over here and you put yourself into degen mode, then guess what will pop up on your radar? That is right, the Believe token. You can buy the Believe token over here on terraport.finance. Remember, we had this set up. We have, I think it was about 5 million. What I had was worth about 5 million. Right now, it's worth 3 million. Somebody sold. Why are you gonna sell on me like that, bruh? We're still in great shape. So if you want some, get some. We got a dip going. No new information on Commonwealth. Look at what's happening right now. Terra down about 8%. Garuda down 3.5%. Lunk down 3%. We're getting some. We're getting pulled a little bit from the market right now. We are on a holiday. For those of you that don't know, today is July, that we beat the British Day, and for whatever reason, we just as Americans, like we're the worst. So we're celebrating our quote unquote Independence Day, and good times will be had by all, but that will also mean that it's a holiday, so bulls are probably not at work to protect prices, which means that we'll probably have kind of some sideways or downward action. Depends on who steps up. Also, for the record, today, and this is going to cause a dip, but today, someone who bought 10,000 Bitcoin 13 years ago for $15,000 just sold all of them, made a profit of $1.1 billion. That's a big hole in liquidity for Bitcoin for just one person. But it's wonderful to see that they actually have the liquidity for that. So life-changing situation for that person. Assume they, obviously at 15,000, they put up quite a bit to begin with. So huge profit. But when you have a big sell like that, that gets people thinking, and then you start getting some profit taking. So maybe, just maybe, we're going to go down on the day. So far, by the way, we're down about $37 billion on the day. You can't sell off like you just did and not expect to have a little bit of push on that day. When we look at it on the daily, we got a nice red candle happening at this moment right now. So we'll see whether it continues. We're not going to get into the validators today, but suffice it is to say that we are starting to win. Okay, I don't know where you're, in my opinion anyway. I think, and by the way, I mean, when I say that, I don't mean the chain. I mean you and me. We're starting. Okay, are we going to do the right thing by this chain? I don't know. Are we going to do? Are we going to suck? Maybe. But are we going to be able and free to make this thing what we want it to be? Yes. So make sure that you are validating with the people whose belief system supports your own as to what should happen next. And when they don't, change the validate. Go to somebody else. It's easy to do. All you have to do is go to station, and then you can redelegate. Okay, very simple process. I can't explain it to you right now because we don't have time, but we'll get into how you can swap validators if you need to at a later point. Nothing up for voting right now, but we should see some big votes coming very, very soon. They are this close. Now, again, nice big candle over here, getting close to the 50 MA. Did not hit the 50 MA, which that's a rejection. So until we get above it, we're still bearish. This is bearish. Now, when I say bearish, I want you guys to understand 200 MA tells me bearish. 50 also bearish. That's a double whammy. Now, the good thing is with this coming down like this, any little pump is going to lead to this, and the next thing you know, we're going to get a golden cross. When we get the golden cross, it usually is a testament to some real upward momentum. Doesn't always mean it, but it should mean that we get some positive momentum our way. And if that happens, then that's when you have breakouts. The last time we had that breakout, remember, was over here, was 100%. We had a 100% increase. And by the way, when you look at it from the same context, you see that was a little more bullish in momentum happening right there, but we were also going into an altcoin season. If you guys don't remember, this over here is where that's where that's where one of the ETFs got approved. You know, oh no, wait, that was after the Bitcoin run. This was where the ETFs got approved, like right here, and you had that just dump in price, and then boom, we took off. But that was Ethereum, so it was an altcoin type season. Well, we're not looking at altcoin type season yet. We're still waiting for Bitcoin to make its move, and then once we see Bitcoin make its move, then we're going to reverse trend and start doing this little upward momentum right into this range. And then how quickly it happens, you never know. But according to global liquidity, it's going to be pretty quick and pretty severe because it's still happening. We're still getting money flowing into risk assets, and it's only a matter of time, folks, until it breaks out. Same thing for USTC. Again, because USTC has that kind of special place where it's just, you know, in the middle, no function, not just, there's some things that we need to do with USTC, which again, we're going to get into that on Sunday. And, you know, perhaps there's a huge path forward, and maybe there's not. Maybe it's just going to be speculative. Maybe we'll come up with something creative or useful. And there's a lot of smart minds out here trying to work on, you know, what happens next. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. But again, I think ultimately we're going into we're about to hit an altcoin season. And all the pieces, by the way, are lined up for an altcoin season. The question right now is just how much can we attract in that vein and get into this ecosystem? It really is the answer. Juris Protocol going to help tremendously. Garuda DeFi going to help tremendously. Another one that's going to help tremendously, WISO. A total of 18 million LUNC was transferred by the Luna Classic DAO to the WISO buyback and burn pool. We continue our mission that supply will be chased, absorbed, and ultimately destroyed, not just for LUNC, but for WISO. Every WISO token bought back, every token burned. A permanent reduction of circulating supply constantly until the ultimate goal, revitalization, is achieved. So, you know, working on everything, trying to make sure that we get that big move and make sure that we're reducing the supply so that the remaining supply that we currently have, everything that we hold, has more value to it without more money, more capital entering the fray. Folks, if we cut the circulating supply in half, the value of the crypto that you have in your wallet doubles, because your marketing, the market liquidity would be the same. It would just be divided up into less tokens. So it would go up exactly 50% if you reduce that supply by 50%. So, or I'm sorry, it would go up 100% if you reduce that supply by 50%, because you would have double the value off of the same circulating supply. So if we can make that happen, no, I don't think we can, you know, not in short term, but you know, that's just to give you guys an idea of what's going on. Now, 567 million burned over the last couple of days. Now, we didn't have a great day yesterday. It was only 18 million. We've actually got almost that today already, early in the day. But a couple of decent days for burning. You know, you certainly want to see near 100 million every single day. We see that, we feel good. Like that makes us feel really good. When you get these 20s and those 10s and those 15s, that's where you want. You're not liking that momentum. What we want to see is we want to see momentum, and that's volume. We want to see volume, right? So hopefully we'll start to see some real whales trading very, very soon. But back to the price action, I suspect we're going to have another dip. Now, just to give you guys some clarity on what I think is going to happen, this is the total market cap Total market cap is mid-range. And what I mean by that is I think that we've got a range here at about 3.2 trillion and a range up here at about 3.45 trillion that we're going to bounce around on just a little bit because we have 1, 2 tests right there. So I think we've got, in upward terms, we've got momentum up to 3.45 trillion. But we also have this declining, this falling, we're minting higher, lower highs. And that means that most likely scenario here is a test down here, about $200 billion getting flushed out of the market. And then we have another retest over here. And then that leads to a breakout right there. Now, in the event that that doesn't hold, then we have to look at the other thing, which is there is an alarming sort of downward momentum trend line right there, meaning that we could see some significant lows coming down. There is a, there's a chance that we break through some of these support levels and come back down here for a massive flush of liquidity before starting our way back up right now. Now, the reason that I would say that is because the fear and greed index is overcooked right now. It's right around 73. And when that happens, it tends to not stay there very long unless you're really in that bull run. And even in the bull run, you get moments where it has to just come back down because you have to attract new buyers. Now, here's the thing. Is Bitcoin an attractive investment for people at 108,000? Well, long time, if you look at it from if you zoom out, yes, because you think it's going to 1 million, or you think it's going to more than 1 million, or at least you think it's going to 170 or 250,000, whatever your prediction is for this market. It seems like that's a good position, but is it a better position than the 76 over here? No, it's not. So then you have to start establishing, like, well, what is the trend on Bitcoin? And you have to just zoom out and look at the trend. And what does the trend tell you? Well, the trend tells you that you've got these data points that are touching down here. You've got these data points that are touching up here. And you've got some ranges in between. Like, it's, and the question is right now, in that band that you're in, where are you and what does it feel like? What does it look like? Well, I mean, again, you could see a breakdown into this range right here at around 80 to 85,000, and you would still maintain a bullish scenario because the next move would then be a violent move, just like we had over here at 54,000. Boom! Before you know it, we're at 107. So you're talking about 2x. So and there's plenty of capital in the market for that next move to happen. So that is what I'm watching right now. The possibility certainly exists that we could see some downward momentum, and that's not great for the overall market. It's a good cleansing, but here's the thing. We're already down, okay? So we're already down. If the market has a quick flash crash, if you will, and a lot of Bitcoin gets sold, if something like that were to happen and we should see, some of those lows start to get hit one more time for tests. Remember, we're coming back down to this area after this bull run's over, no matter what. So that's a great opportunity here. Not going to be a lot of sell-off. I mean, there will be some sell-off, but there's not going to be a lot of sell-off because we really kind of established that this is the floor. It could go down 50% lower, by the way. I'm not saying that it can't, but that would still be within the range of what we would be looking at. I mean, if we were to say that there's a certain kind of, range right there to down here, and more likely kind of right there. So there is some downward, I mean, we're in the zone. Now, the most important part is we want to look at that lowest possible area, which is right there to give us an idea. We're at the top of that range, right? Just giving you different data points so you guys understand. And if I'm looking at this and I'm being honest, then I'm looking at maybe we dump to the bottom, test that one more time. Then we start to break out. And then, of course, that's going to look like a massive breakout with a multiplier if you're buying that bottom. So there is some nervous sentiment. If Bitcoin dumps, we could see a move. We won't see a huge move, but we would see a move down into some lower ranges. But we're going to see a very, very strong bounce. Okay, they're definitely coming. So if you're nervous, if it happens, just hold on. You're going to be fine. Now, as far as volume goes, it is 4th of July, so it's going to be way down. And it is way down right now. It's only down 47% to about 6 million over here, down to a little under 4 million, down 50%. Again, when the USA takes their day off and the volume just kind of goes down. And it's not just the USA that does it. It's because the rest of the world also relies on the United States for some of its volume. And then when the USA isn't trading, then the rest of the world's like, you know what, we'll back up a little bit here and take a day off. So you don't see as much sell. You see some sell pressure and you could go down, but you're not seeing that trading sort of volume. So we'll see what happens. And with that, that's the show. So, guys, we'll talk to you very, very soon. Have a happy holiday and a happy weekend. And I'll see you again on Monday. It's not financial advice, but I'm always right.